I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. As we get closer to getting to a PC launch for Marvel Snap, I think it is about time that we talk about the collection levels. As everybody who has ever played Marvel Snap might know, the way that you receive new cards is through collection levels. And pretty much what everybody wants, or what most people want, I would think, would be the brand new cards. The cards are missing, especially as they're a newer player coming into this game. And right now, there are 99 cards in Series 3. And the problem with that is even if, for whatever reason, Second Dinner decided today, tomorrow, to take 50 of those cards, half, and throw them into Series 2, saying that Series 1 and Series 2 need to be higher and Series 3 needs to come down to make everything a little bit more fair and a little bit more even, it wouldn't change anything on the collection level. Because you would still need just as many collection levels to get everything for Series 2 and into Series 3, and it might even make it worse, as once you start getting into Series 3, you actually get to go into the shop, and once a month, get this particular card here at the back. That mysterious Series 3 card. And that's kind of a problem, because it means that you can't ever chunk cards down. Like, you can chunk cards down from Series 5 to Series 4 and from Series 4 to Series 3, that's fine. But once they hit Series 3, that's where they're always stuck. And as more and more cards come out, you need more and more of a collection level to get to having enough of the collection. Like right now, with going between Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3, there's basically 175 cards. So let's just say I wanted half of that. So we take the 175 and we divide that by half. And we come up with about 87 cards. So, if I own 87 cards and everything together, I own roughly half of Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3 done. But as Series 3 gets higher and higher, and we go up to 200 cards in Series 3, which will happen at some point if they don't do anything about this. We go up to 275. We divide that by 2. We end up with, it requires me to have 137 cards to have half of the required cards. And if you think that's so far down the road that it doesn't even matter, we're roughly getting about 4 cards per month. Even with nothing changing down, hopefully something will eventually come down. By adding 4 cards per month, you add basically about 50 cards per year. So in a year from now, there's going to be an extra 50 cards that you have to get, which means that if you still want even half of those, you need 25 of those cards. And with the collection level not having any way of chunking itself down, you need more and more of a collection level to have less and less of a collection. Which means, and it's fine for somebody who's been playing the game since day one, because all they have to do is pick up 1 more card or 2 more cards. But for somebody else who might be joining this game a year from now, having to pick up 25 extra cards just to be at the same level as somebody who played a year ago and only had to pick up 15 cards, is ridiculous. And there is a way to fix this. It's pretty easy to do. It's simply to add a way for people to get the Series 1 and Series 2 earlier. And once you start the game, at this point you should be getting a Series 1 or Series 2 card every single day. That's going to help out a ton. And maybe down the road you might even have to add that to 2 cards a day. Because you need people to get more of the collection quicker. You need to break down where some of these cards are being in the collection level. Some of these staple cards that exist that are in Series 3 are just stuff that need to be in Series 2, Series 1. There's just so many cards that like just need to be there. For example, there's no reason that Agatha needs to be Series 3. None whatsoever. Baron Mordo doesn't need to be Series 3. Black Widow doesn't really need to be Series 3. It'd even be nice if you brought some other cards that are nicer cards into it, like Captain Marvel. You know, if the cards perform poorly, like Cerebro doesn't perform that well, bring it down to Series 2. You know, it's weird that, you know, Crossbones is so bad, but maybe that's because it's Series 3 and there's so many better choices at that point. Bring it down to Series 2 or Series 1 and it might see some play at that point. Maybe someone will realize how good of a card it is, because I think this is a better card than everybody gives it credit for. You know, if you get Destroyer right off the bat on Series 3, you get a brand new deck that you can play that nobody else can play. This can win you so many matches. It's weird that certain people like Drax is one of the few Guardians that just doesn't make it into Series 2 or Series 1. As far as I know, it might be the only card that doesn't make it into Series 2 or Series 1. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, as far as I can see, it's the only card that's a Guardians of the Galaxy that's not Series 2 or Series 1. And the weirdest one of all is Wasp. You have Wasp, and Wasp is Series 3. And it really should be almost Series 1, considering that every other non-effect card is a Series 1. You know, add Patriot to the beginning. You know, the problem is you've got to design something, put in something that makes it so that people who join this game, when the PC version comes out, don't have $150 cards that they have to get. And even with 150 cards, you're still not completely Series 3 done. Got a good hunk of it, but I mean, with only 100 cards, you're still basically missing almost 100 cards. You know, people who want to come into the PC version of this game are going to want to be getting the collections, and they should be able to have some sort of catch-up mechanic. And the easiest way to get a catch-up mechanic is to put it right here in the token shop. Next to Mystery Series 3, when you don't have that yet, put Series 1, Series 2 cards, and every day that you log in, get one. Because at this particular point, there's absolutely positively no reason that anything would change, even if they just took half the cards and threw them down into Series 2. If anything, it would make getting to Series 3 harder. And if you're worried about the difference between having cards at certain levels, get rid of the whole Pool 1, Pool 2, Pool 3 thing and just change it to how much of a collection level you have. Right now, my collection level is 6,130. So let's say that's roughly about 6,000. So the correct people I should be facing in every single match should be between 5,500, and 6,500. That's a wide enough range that I should be facing people between those ranges all the time. I shouldn't be facing somebody who's an 8,000 or 9,000 collection level. That's how you would do it. And if you ran out of people for me to face somehow in that 1,000-point range, then you start moving a spot or two to the left or the right. Well, with me being 6,100, I actually should be facing people who are 100 points higher. So for me, it should be between, the highest I should go is 6,600. And the lowest I should go is 5,600, sorry. That's a way to break everything down. So you don't have to worry about where people are at, because you have these weird breakpoints where somebody will get to the edge of Series 1 and stop because they're afraid that as soon as they cross that line into Series 2, they're going to get stopped. And as soon as somebody gets to the edge of Series 2, there's people who stop right at the edge of that Series 2 and are afraid to go into Series 3, because once you go from Series 2 to Series 3, you face people who might have the best deck out there in the world, or who own all of Series 3, because there's not that much of a difference at that point. And if you knew you were facing someone with relatively the same collection level, then you know you have relatively the same number of cards and can basically make the same kind of decks. And part of the problem that runs with that is the Season Pass card. Because every month that somebody buys a Season Pass card, they don't gain a single collection level. So somebody who I'm facing might have 6 or 7 or 10 cards more than I have, because they've gotten the collection level, they've gotten the Season Pass every single month. And that's fine if that's the only difference, because then I can sit there and go, okay, yeah, you got the Season Pass card, but that's not the end all be all to everything. But at least we're playing on somewhat of the same level. The problem is that if you go to PC and somebody joins this game when PC comes out and sees how far they have to go in order to even get half the cards, they might just quit right then and there. You have that blocking point, that stopping point. So, just to get to Series 3 complete at this particular point, you have to go so far. You're looking at 175 cards. That's a lot. It's actually 180 if you want to be exact. And that's just to get the Series 3 complete. That's not with only a single Series 4 or Series 5 card. $180 is a lot. You need to figure out a way so that people can get there faster, or you're going to have a big stumbling block when you go to PC. and people join the game when this comes out on PC. Because I'm sure that second generation is going to do a huge push on it. And once you get somebody to leave a game, especially like this, it is almost impossible to get them to come back. So, do yourself a favor if you can. Look at changing how you get earlier stuff in the game. Adding a Series 1 or Series 2 card every single day when you're a brand new player until you're caught up and closer to Series 3 would help so many new players want to play this. And it doesn't help me at all. It doesn't help any old players. So I'm not promoting this for me. It helps newer players come in, and you have to have new blood come in. No new blood comes in, the game gets stagnant. You're not going to convince people to come in if there's not incentive to come in. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play full on